What's up, guys? It is Will here, back again. Another episode of Lights, Camera, Keco, Natalie G Collects. It is Friday, March 29th, approximately 5:19 p.m. Thank you so much for joining us. We have some interesting news and content to discuss today on today's live stream. And of course, we're going to go into the weekend. So happy Good Friday for those of you that celebrate Easter. Keco and I were off work today, so that was pretty exciting. Natalie, were you working today? Were you off today?
Yes, I was.
You're working today?
I work.
She always be hustling.
As she is hustling, dude. She's hustling all the time. Natalie, you work harder than Keco and I. That's pretty much confirmed at this point. Yes, absolutely. But thank you so much for joining us, guys. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Of course, the Jack Sparrow. We got to talk about, some other stuff. The Hot Toys is teased with the Dark Side line, which we were all kind of sort of fantasizing about what Hot Toys might do with this line, and now we have some concrete, we think, information about what's to be joining your collection hopefully in the near future. But guys, thank you so much for joining. Click the like button, subscribe, of course, to Keco Collects and this channel, and then when Natalie gets her own channel, you're going to subscribe to that one as well, please. That would be great. By the way, I have to start with Natalie on this one, because Natalie's collection is looking really, really good right now, especially considering she did all the wiring herself, dude. That shit is like absolutely fun. I mean, honestly, I'm the least handy person on this panel now. So, because
she looked at what I did and said, anything you can do, I can do better. And that's what she decided
and
to
she
do.
did, bro. That looks clean. Natalie, how are things going? Because that collection's looking really nice back there.
It's going really good. So nothing is ever good enough for me, right? So I've got all of the ones that are behind me. And I said, I could fit 2 more. I know I could. So I've got 2 more. I'm waiting for the shelves to come in. I've already got the doors. I've got the glass shelving. I've got the wires. I've got the LEDs. I've got all the things. I've got my hacksaw ready to go. My channels for the LEDs. I've got everything. So I'm going to put 2 more.
Listen to those official terms, channels.
I know that she's like an electrician now. Yeah.
I mean, hey, I could teach you a thing or 2. But
Natalie, what are those cases you have, by the way? Like, what are they? Where'd you get them
from?
from?
They are actually IKEA Billy bookshelves.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, so they're the 79-inch, right? They're obviously the single ones. They're not the double. You could see the wrong hand, the break in between each one. So it's almost like DTOF, but the Billy comes with only 4. So technically you can have like 6 different shelves, but if you try to put figures in there, you can technically only fit 4 because there's a middle shelf that doesn't move. So I jimmy rigged it a little bit and I built it without the middle shelf, and it was a little wobbly, but I built them on the floor, and then on the back side of it, I put little X's to balance them, and then why are you laughing?
Because I think this sounds like a lot of work.
Well, I have a question. What is marking an X? How does that give you balance?
So if you put metal or wood between, so if it starts to lean, right, the solid X will prevent it.
So it's not like you're taking a marker and drawing an X. You're
no.
Okay.
So yeah, it probably didn't explain it great, but I actually got these tips from someone on Reddit. Like, someone on Reddit had these set up with 5 of them. He said, wait, how on earth did you do this? Because I've been looking at this, and he explained it to me in that exact way. He said, you have to make an X, and then I researched it probably for like 7 hours because I'm an overachiever, and then I finally did it myself. And then I learned the easier way to do it, which was to take one of the shelves that you take off and just put it in the back and drill it along the sides so that it doesn't move. Anyway, so I made it so that I can fit 5. So once I did that, then I replaced the shelves with glass, and then I bought the channels and all the things. So it's kind of like a super custom thing, but the base of it is an IKEA Billy bookshelf.
Well, honestly, I really like the 1 figure per shelf look, unless you have something small like R2 or Yoda or whatever. I think that looks like super clean, like 1 figure per shelf. It just looks classy, uncluttered, just like fucking clean, dude. Like that's awesome.
And it's your display, and when you do something custom, it makes you love it that much more. Like, Will keeps trying to push me on these ridiculous things. Yeah, I was like, well, I did this myself. Natalie's done this herself. We know what it's like to make something. Will, we used our hands.
Yeah, I feel like a little bitch now for sure. Like, yeah,
like I watched Keco's videos, and as I was watching him, like lugging all of the details down the stairs, like I just pictured him like putting it on his back and like walking down the stairs with it. Like,
yeah, he carried like what was it, 40 details, Keco, down the stairs yourself? Like, that was, yeah.
Well, I end over ended them because like it was impossible otherwise. I mean, you could bear hug it, but I feel like that's not the smart. Well, you see me bear hug it, taking it out into the garage, but
They're not super heavy because we got one down here. It's like just off camera, like it's right over there. Because I've been doing I'm comparing the mono to the DTOF, so the Module Space one. So I'm filming that. My brother still has my old DTOFs and he uses them for display now. So I was like, dude, can I move one of them? He's like, yeah, I'll help you move it. So it's still heavy, but it's, it's just like you said, you can't really bear, you're going to break the glass or something, try to bear hug it.
So I only had 4 DTOFs and I was trying to move them out. And so I would slide it onto my foot and then I would wiggle it forward. Yep. And then, Ty is on the other side trying to slide something under it. And then she'd drag it out and pull it away. We were stupid. Like because there's no way to lift them. They're so heavy. Well, at least not for us, right?
Yeah. Well, it's great to have you, Natalie. Like I said, collection's looking great. You are a true handy woman at this point. But Keco, dude, that display is also, I'm proud of you as well, man. You built an amazing display behind you. Did you destroy all your boxes yet? I remember that video, but I don't remember what you did.
Someone asked me that on the Ask Me Anything. We're not 100% completely destroyed, mainly because it took forever. I mean, I don't know if you've ever gone through one by one, taking boxes, clamshells out, accessories, bases, put them where they need to. Multiply that by 400, it takes a little while. But there's also some that I did decide to keep, but we're getting there, and it's still very, very liberating. Regardless.
Yeah, because Keco, we were like kind of friends at the time, but when I moved to Delaware and then back to Maryland, like moving 50 figures or whatever, and then 10 to 15 statues, I was like, fuck my life, dude. Like all the we filled up one whole U-Haul with just boxes. And I have 50 figures compared to your 400. Like, dude, no. Yeah, no, I couldn't do it, man. I don't know how you do that. That shit is wild.
Well, I did it for the views, y'all, and no one wanted to watch it. So
you did it for the YouTube.
Guess it backfired.
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining. Thanks to Keco. Thanks to Natalie G. Guys, we're going to get into our first topic. But before we do that, we want to address Nick Collectibles because he dropped a super chat for us. 199. Thanks so much, bro. Fix Black Suit Toby. That's all. Dude, thanks so much, man. Hopefully, because that graphic actually looks really good. I don't know if you saw that, Keco. You probably did. But that graphic that Nick, I guess, created about what Toby's suit should look like versus
this is his mission. Like. This is his legacy.
Yeah, it is his legacy. And like, I saw a comment saying someone didn't like it. I don't know. What's there not like? I mean, like he's passionate about the character and he's like, he made a cool graphic. So I think it looks cool. So
someone complaining about him being passionate about toys on a toys subreddit. I was like, really? I mean,
yeah,
kind of outing yourself there if you're mad about someone doing toys because you're on a toy page. So what do you expect them to talk about?
Yeah. So we got another super chat real quick. Anthony, the insurance agent. Thank you so much, bro. Natalie, I'm going to need some Billy tips. I'm working on mine. Hey, Natalie's probably willing to help, Natalie. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I'm the master now.
You are. I mean, honestly, yeah, you put a lot of effort and that shit looks great.
You need to just start your YouTube channel, do an instructional video, and you'll get views out the ass. I'm serious.
I put that on your was it YouTube? You were like, hey, what should I do the video on next? I'm like, speaking from personal experience, lighting. It took me hours I was looking at electrical videos. Ty would walk by like, what are you listening to? And it's like the volts and the currents, the most boring stuff you could imagine. But I learned it all. And I'm willing to share my knowledge.
You did it. You did it. You know who didn't learn it all was Sideshow, which we're going to get to that. We're going to talk about that. But before we get to that, I want to talk about just this exciting figure that was announced because this Hot Toys figure of the Artisan Jack Sparrow was announced recently. And before we get into like the actual drop of it, we're going to talk about that in our next topic. But I want to just talk about the figure to start, just to get people's general thoughts and perceptions about what this actually looks like. So there are 3 different versions of this figure, right? The one that we're going to start with really that will lead the way for us here is the Artisan version because that's the top of the line version. And it actually took me a while to realize this. Sometimes when I film the preview video, I do like a brief scan of the item. Like I'll go through the description, go through the photos maybe once or twice. Like, okay, cool, I'm ready to record. Because with those, like the whole idea is like recording it relatively quickly and getting the video out and being as accurate as you can be. But at the same time, I didn't notice, I guess, every single thing that was different. One of the things that's different with the Artisan is that you actually have a cloth headband. You don't actually have that. It's sculpted with the other version. So the dreadlocks are fully rooted along with the actual hair, which is rooted on the other versions, but rooted on this one as well. But the Artisan version retailed what? $495. It dropped out of nowhere, which we're going to talk about. But we want to start with the figure. So Keco, I do want to start with you. This Artisan Jack Sparrow, is it everything we dreamed of here? Because we talked about last week how some of the announcements by Hot Toys in 2024 have been slightly underwhelming. I mean, the releases have been great, but some of the announcements so far have been like, good, but I'm still a little unimpressed, right? This one, though, I think this is pretty impressive, but what do you think?
I've been telling you this since a couple days ago that it's a good figure. Very excited for people that may have missed out on the DX15, but well, the DX15 is the superior sculpt. I believe
Really?
that. I 100% believe
You want
that.
mine?
I already have one.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say you can buy mine.
And I have a few qualms about that figure. I'm looking at this one right now. I can tell the tailoring is going to be much better. Absolutely, the tailoring is going to be better. The probably the paint apps are going to be better, but just looking at the face, it looks like, have you seen that behind the scenes where they actually take Johnny Depp to Disneyland and he plays Jack Sparrow on the ride and he scares people coming through?
I feel like I have. Yeah, I feel like I have.
Okay, they're like, he's like,
yeah.
everybody put your hands up. And I was like, oh my God, it's Johnny. That was like 20 years after Pirates was at its peak. That looks like this Johnny. And I'm like, this one just looks a little bit older for some reason, a little more gaunt. Looks like he's seen enough of Amber potentially. But
this is post court case Johnny. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually saw so they posted today, they're saying Pirates will officially be rebooted according to Disney. And the top comment was the best comment I ever heard. No pun intended. It said, that's got to be the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Damn.
I was like, that was brilliant. Well done.
It is pretty brilliant.
But I'm looking at the DX15 here right now, and I will give you that the tailoring will be better and paint apps will, and the body will be better, because this one's a little bit loose, to be fair. It's an older figure. But I think the sculpt looks more like Jack and that era Johnny Depp. Now, everyone will fight about saying we could have gotten Dead Man's Chest at World's End, Black Pearl, because there are subtle differences between each film iteration. And they went with the one that's probably the least known, but possibly the cheapest license. I don't know how any of that stuff works. All I know is that this is labeled as Dead Men Tell No Tales. All right. So I'm for people that want a Jack, this is going to be incredible. But honestly, I'm hoping when this comes, because it's got the swappable faceplates, I'm hoping that I can swap the faceplate out and put it on this one, and since I have an extra figure potentially, and then I can have, we'll see how, because I think the smirk sculpt looks better on this one as opposed to, I've never liked the smirk sculpt on the DX15. That one looks pretty good, but the serious one, that looks like old man Depp to me, but everyone's entitled to their own opinion, of course. And my only other thing, he looks like he got a lot of hair. It almost looked like he'd legit wearing a wig. And that's my only other qualm. Maybe they'll tighten it up, fix a couple things. I'm sure it's going to be incredible. I know some people are like, I don't think it's worth it, but that like dreaded out hair, like the ponytail dread, like that's really cool. And the biggest issue I have with the DX15 is that is like the swirly hair. Like the little strands, not the dreads, but like the hair. If they don't get that part right, it's going to look, because it looks crazy. It always looks like Cocker Spaniel ears, I'm talking about on Jack.
Yeah,
if it's not like laid down right. And that's what I do worry about this figure as well, because mine currently has that too. I'm not taking this to Crybaby anytime soon to have them fix it. Those are my initial first thoughts. I love the Lantern edition. I missed the shark base because I said on before in one of my base videos, a steering wheel is a steering wheel, but I like the shark base.
The shark base is one of Hot Toys' best bases they've ever done. I mean, it really is legitimately one of the best. But yeah, Keco, I think, I didn't expect you to say that, but I don't think it's crazy, no, because the DX15 has been considered for a long time
one of the best of all time.
Yeah, one of the Hot Toys' best figures. I mean, definitely one of their best head sculpts for sure. So I have that figure, like I said, it's right back here. So I'm keeping it until this one releases, and then I'll probably end up selling that one because I don't want to be without a Jack for a year and a half or whatever. Like the character is important to me, but I do understand what people are saying about they wish it was Black Pearl. I get it. I mean, I do too, but it's like at the end of the day, it's a Jack Sparrow, and a lot of people are excited about it. So, who am I to complain? But, Natalie, I want to let you jump in on this one. I do know, Keco, by the way, that a lot of people are wanting Davy Jones now, which is we've been needing a Davy. I don't think they're going to do it, but I do think they should. I do think that would be something that a lot of us pick up because I saw the video you posted, Keco. Pirates 2 is super underrated. I'll say that.
So good.
I've said that for a long time. I love the first one. I like the second one even more, but they're both fantastic. Don't get me wrong. But Pirates 2 is really good. Anyway, Natalie, I want to let you weigh in. Just the figure for now, because I know you have some thoughts about the Sideshow drop. But for now,
Sideshow drop? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I guess no one knew at all. So what are your thoughts about this Jack Sparrow, though?
This thing is amazing. So prior to this drop, I really didn't So all right, let me start over. So I collect mostly Star Wars and Marvel, right? There's a couple things else that I collect, but I've really started to like, I want to expand my collection out a bit. I don't know what I want to include, right? There's like movie pieces that I really like. The Beetlejuice that just came out, I was interested in, but like, who wants a random Beetlejuice? I'd love more movie pieces that are not the main two, Star Wars and Marvel. And then this thing gets teased. And I was so excited. I love Jack Sparrow. I love the Pirates of the Caribbean. You know, my partner loves Pirates of the Caribbean, like grew up on it. Like if there was like a Marvel versus Pirates, like that would be the equivalent. Every time we go to Universal Studios, is it Universal or Disney? We live in Orlando, so we go to a lot of places. I don't remember where it is.
I guess we Disney, right?
I think it's Disney.
Yeah.
Disney, yeah, Disney.
Right? Yeah.
So every time we go, right, we're on the ride. And so when I showed this particular figure, right, we both got really excited because this is the facial expressions of this. They nailed it. They've always been really good at Johnny Depp's face, but like this is otherworldly. They've gotten really good at like skin texture. It's almost like a miniature version of orange peel on the skin. And it's like, I can see it right there. And like the smirk with the lines, everything. This is next level. I've never seen anything like this. This is, I know it's not this year, but this will be figure of the year. I can predict it now. I'm going to like throw it out there. When this releases, 2025, this is going to be a 2025 figure of the year. I know it. Like it's one of the best that they've released. When we talk about head sculpts, I think it was Keco, your recent video that you released, like best head sculpts that Hot Toys has ever done. You can just knock the first one out and put this one in its place. Like it's going to be that good. I know it will. So I think, is it everything we dreamed of? So you got the leather boots. That's totally new. You've got the leather belt, totally new. You've got the rolling eyeballs, which is not totally new because I think I've never had a figure, Jack Sparrow before, but I think one of them had rolling eyeballs before.
Yeah, the DX15 does. Yeah, DX15 does.
Okay. So not totally new, but probably improved. I know a lot of people had a problem at one point where you'd move one of them or the other, and then like it would never like calibrate the right way again. So there was like this weird cockeyed positioning that they would end up with. I can also foresee that the hat will fit better. In a lot of them, the hat, it doesn't quite fit perfectly, whether it's too big or too small. And then you've got the wool hair. They did not have wool hair before. It was all, Barbie doll hair. So now with the wool hair, it'll be easier to style and to maintain. So I think this is really good. Even the accessories, the hair beads, I was looking at the old one versus the new one. The hair beads are even better placed. They're more accurate. The wheel, the water, you get a little bit of the shark base with the water effect and the wheel. So it's like, it's a combination of everything. I'm so excited for this, and I don't even fully know why I'm so excited for it. Like I love the movies. It's a franchise. It's not just one or two movies. It's a full franchise. And yeah, I love it. I think it's great, and I'm excited to get it.
Yeah, I think it's great too. I think it's absolutely awesome. And this is what we needed right now. And I wanted to share again with you guys real quick before we move on here. Like, we were talking about this last week, Natalie, about the announcements from 2024, like I referenced. And I mean, you're looking at the announcements so far this year, and there are some really good ones, right? But Jack is clearly, I mean, a lot of people will say Han Solo, sure. But to me, Jack is just a better figure. Like,
So, Keco, would you say, because before you rated this year so far at a C, I think is what you rated it at. Like, would that score bump up now a little bit with this release?
The quality, yes, but it's nothing new because it's a re-release technically. So I don't know if.
All right, mute him, and we're done.
No, I'm just saying I want to see something that I haven't seen to be able to say, "Oh, wow, this takes it up a whole letter grade." Like we'll move it up.
I mean, it is stuff you haven't seen though. Like, when's the last time you saw wool dreadlocks?
Never.
Or that
never.
base. That base is new.
I mean, the base is essentially, like you said, the DX15 and the 06 together.
Yeah, it is kind of, yeah. It's like a reimagination, yeah. Yeah. But, I mean, it is pretty exciting. But, Keco, I know what you do want, that DX13.
Yes, I do.
I know you do want that. So if they
when
add
you were
that,
doing your behind the scenes, I didn't realize you still had the DX13. I thought you.
Oh yeah, I've had that thing for a couple years now.
Yeah,
probably.
I thought you had sold it. So
no. Yeah, I bought. That was the only one I think that I bought off eBay. Like I bought it. I think I paid like $500 for it. So I had to pay a lot.
Are you talking about Terminator?
Terminator.
Yes.
Yeah, Battle Damage.
That's the Artisan I want to see.
You know, J&D already came out with internal skeleton figures, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you might as well just change over to J&D.
Keco's gonna kill me.
I can already see it now. A $2,500 T800. You know, you can rip you can rip the stuff off and have the endo underneath it. You create your own battle damage. It's like make your own battle damage. You know, who knows?
Yeah. Don't give them any ideas, Keco. They probably didn't think of that until you just said it.
I tell you what, I'll partner with J&D. They can send me a sample copy, and I'll give a fair review.
Well, guys, thank you so much. I think Jack Sparrow is awesome. Guys, let us know in the chat whether you're picking up this Jack Sparrow. I mean, I could not wait to order this thing. And I have the DX15. It's great. But like I said, I'm keeping it until we...
So actually, let me ask one question before we move on to the next one. So the fabric or the fabric headband, that to me almost looks like it's the plastic headband, but they just put a piece of fabric over it and kind of tucked it in. Does that look like what it is? Because it doesn't look like it's a fabric by itself, like that you could remove it or change the position to like raise it.
Someone was saying, so I think it is, but now someone was saying like they hope that it stays put. So that could be what you're referencing. Maybe like if it's loose at all, it could be falling on his face and shit, and it could just be a mess. So hopefully it's
it has to stay in one spot because that's where you slide the faceplate under.
Right, I'm hoping so, but I'm hoping it doesn't. Yeah. Maybe it's magnetized or something. I don't know, or maybe it's glued.
It looks like it's the exact same like width and positioning of the plastic one. So for those of you who didn't get the Artisan, you could possibly print the fabric yourself, go buy the fabric, and then just glue it on.
Natalie's so handy now, Keco.
I'm thinking
of customizing everything.
I'm thinking of ways.
You lost control, Natalie. You're customizing absolutely everything.
Maybe I have.
But you know, that honestly, it's a really good idea, and that's why you need a YouTube channel so you can tell people all these great ideas. So, and we got a super chat real quick from Hoffness Monster. Thank you so much, Hoffness Monster. Next drop, I want an Artisan RoboCop, dude. No rooted hair with that one, which I know is the joke.
Even be?
Which I know is the joke, but I think that would be pretty exciting. Honestly, a RoboCop would be cool for like not an Artisan, but like a DX. Was the RoboCop DX for the new one? I don't remember. Probably not, right? No, okay.
Or just a reissue with new paint.
Oh, okay. It's the reissue line. Okay. My father Django 199. Thanks so much, bro. Thanks for keeping me entertained at work, dude. Thanks for allowing us to entertain you at work. So we appreciate that. So I think it's pretty exciting. So thanks, bro. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, and I wanted to mention this. I totally forgot this. I made a post the other day, and honestly, it's been fine so far, about moderating the chat a little more extensively. So all I wanted to say about that real quick before we move on is, like, I think there were some comments going on in different live streams that were making a lot of people uncomfortable about sort of the toxicity that was happening. Like there were different people sort of attacking other people for their opinions. It's fine with some friendly banter, but when shit start getting out of control, then we're gonna have to start moderating that. I tried to not over police it, which now I still am not going to do, but I'm going to moderate it. And I've talked to the mods and they're kind of moderating it a little more effectively. So guys, just be on the lookout for that. But like I said, it's not going to be like super PG or anything, but it's going to be much more tame where everyone can feel, we don't want anyone to not feel uncomfortable to comment. Like you're going to get attacked for commenting something. It's not going to happen here. So we're going to moderate that. Anyway, guys, we're moving on to our next topic, which is the Jack Sparrow, the Hot Toys Artisan Jack Sparrow, the drop. Okay. There was a drop, but did Sideshow drop the ball? And you know what, Keco? I should let Natalie go first on this one. I should let Natalie, because Natalie has something to say about this. And when I messaged her, I was like, you know what, you need to come on the show tomorrow.
I'm happy to sit back and eat some Skittles and listen to this one.
Oh, is that what are you eating the Skittles? Did you get the Yahtzee yet? You didn't get the Yahtzee?
I've not been reaching like real deep in, you know, just kind of one or two at a time. So yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Well, Natalie, the floor is yours. I wanted to ask you, did Sideshow drop the ball? Because just to give people a little bit of context here, I did not even know that this was fucking dropping until Keco texted me 7 minutes prior and said, Jack is about to drop, heads up at 1 o'clock. And I said, fuck my life. Thank God I'm working remote and I don't have a doctor's appointment or something, that I'm home. So I set up the camera, got the stream running real quick, ended up securing the bag. But Natalie, you were not so lucky. So what's happened?
What's funny is I was working from home. I was sitting right here. I was home. I was at my computer. Ty was home. Everyone was home. What did we not do? We did not get a notification. right? We did not get an email. I did not get anything that said, hey, that thing that you said you want to buy is up for pre-order right now. I didn't get any of it. So I'm in a meeting. Obviously, I'm not going to like be on social media and, hey, what's going on in the news today? How do you just drop something in the middle of the day? First of all, I saw early in the morning. This is what really kind of ticked me off. Let me just go. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little passionate.
No, go for it. Go for
so early in the
Sounds
morning.
Like me.
Yeah,
early in the morning. I'm pulling a Keco right now.
Everybody
listen up.
Yeah.
Right? So early in the morning, I pulled up Will's video and it's like, hey, look at this. There's a teaser. Look at this freaking figure that's going to be amazing. So what do? I go, I'm like, hey, Ty, this thing you love, maybe you finally get your first hot toy. Not only do I over exaggerate how amazing it is, but I finally get her to go, yes, I'm going to buy it. I want that. I'm going to finally join your hobby. And I'm like, we're going to do it. We're going to get it. We're going to be prepared for it. As soon as we find out where it's going to launch, we're going to, pull up all of our little windows. And then I go about my day. And then 4 hours later, I find out that not only did it drop, but there's a queue, there's an event, everybody's in there, there's a limited number of people. And it's like, and I was telling Will, I felt a little salty, right? Will's on his live stream. He's like, hey guys, this is why you've got to have friends that are like part of the collecting community. Like if it wasn't for Keco, I never would have known. And over here, I'm just like, well, what the hell?
Yeah, I didn't know you wanted it. That is my fault.
Fuck me, right?
Yeah.
And so then I thought to myself, well, why would they do this? What is the gain? What are they winning from doing this? They're just screwing people over that like follow their rules. This is your rule. You set the rules. Your rules were RSVP, pay attention to our social media. I signed up for their stupid Sideshow social, which I don't even care about, but I signed up for it because that's what they said you have to do. So I do all their rules and then they fuck their rules. They're just going to do whatever they want to do. So
let the hate flow through you.
I'm kind of a little ticked off about that. Now, I will say, Keco, you experienced a similar problem where you went through the whole Artisan Anakin thing, but they changed the rules mid thing. At least you were in the queue. I didn't even know there was a queue, right? I didn't even know that was happening until later. Ty comes in. She's like, hey, just so you know, it's sold out. And I'm like, no, they haven't dropped it yet. She's like, no, it's done. We'll just post a video about it. It's over. and I'm like, no, I would definitely know about that. And
you're like, no, Will would have told me. And I'm just like,
this isn't right. I would have definitely known. And then I see it. And I was so upset. So anyway, I kind of feel like there's a second piece to this. So what is the purpose of it? Well, everyone's saying, well, this prevents scalpers from having advance notice to like do these bots and do these things. Who do you think is home all day, every day, just sitting on the computer waiting for things to drop? It's not the people with jobs. It's not the people who are in like the people who could afford this hobby are in meetings, are in like doing real things. The scalpers are on the websites all the time, or the people who are off, who can't afford. I'm sorry if you were off and you just sitting there watching. I'm not talking about you per se, but like the people who can't afford these things are the ones that are sitting there just scrolling through social media all day. So I feel a little salty about it. One, I think they gave us a set of rules. We're going to drop a teaser. You then know within a week or so, first go RSVP, prepare your funds, get ready to pay for it in full because there wasn't payment plans before, right? And then like 7 days from now, we're going to do an event and you'll have enough awareness. You can put yourself in the queue. And then now it's like the clone trooper, Artisan. I'm grateful that the DX is so minimally different. But I'm that person who likes the top of the line everything. That's me. If I go to a car dealership and I'm like, I want that car, and then I see a different car and it's 10,000 more, but it has a thing different, I want that one instead. That's the person that I am. So I'm kind of ticked off. A lot, to be honest.
Well,
that's where I sit.
I mean, I think it's fair. Natalie, I had no idea that you wanted it because we hadn't talked about it. And like I said, I was in such a rush. I was streaming. So I didn't even know. Otherwise, I would have texted you if I had known you wanted it. But now for every artisan, I will text you. And I will assume that you do want it. And then I will text you just in case. But yeah, I didn't even think about it, to be honest. It never crossed my mind. So I'm a bad collector friend. But Keco is not.
Dark side Natalie.
Dark side Natalie. Mike is right. Keco, what do you think, bro? I mean, because this again, as someone who like does YouTube a lot, so I spend a lot of time on YouTube making, and so do you with your content, right? So we follow this stuff very closely. And I was remote that day. I had no fucking clue until you told me. So that's how little I even knew about it. Keco, what do you think? Did Sideshow do this right, just dropping it on us, or should there have been more notice? What are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, I love looking at Natalie's screen and seeing myself. That makes me happy, mainly because it sounds just like me. Not that the fact that we've shared similar heartbreak, but the fact that you have that darkness in you, Natalie, that makes me happy, knowing that we can thrive in this environment. But
I'm pretty sure there's a topic about me coming up then.
Well, no. Maybe. Oh yeah, maybe.
There is.
You really, I really, that was my energy when you said you need the top of the line everything, because if there's something different, it doesn't matter cost. You need to have that different. Me and you, girl. Me and you. Anyway, so yeah, Will, you said it pretty good. Is that you and I feel spend an unhealthy amount of time in this hobby. Let's just be honest. We socialize with people. We have a good pulse on what's going on. We often know well beforehand, mainly sometimes, insider trade secrets. People will message us different things and we know what's going on.
Yeah.
But I didn't see this one coming until someone messaged me. And so then I had to then tell you, and then it was a game of telephone and just kind of rushed to get to the computer. So I don't know if this is Sideshow dropping the ball, and I don't know who's making these edicts to say, okay, go. Because last week it was hey, we have these in our warehouse, Umbra Troopers, and okay, let's go live right now. That was an interesting one, but maybe I feel like each drop we learn something new on how to go about this. We're learning different tricks about browsers and queues. We're learning apparently the RSVP list, because there's a lot of people that missed it because you didn't RSVP. But we're doing all those things now. And the one, I guess, new trick that we learned this time is that whenever there is a tease, we need to constantly refresh the coming soon page to see when it goes on Sideshow, because from there you then could click the RSVP and then they'd give you the email. I did get the email eventually in my junk about an hour afterwards, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah. So their email system does not usually work. The text system usually doesn't even work. By the time they're like, hey, notify me when it's my turn, it's usually 30 minutes after something has gone live and you're fucked at that point. There's no hope. But I know we have another opportunity for like another topic about, is Sideshow doing XYZ? I don't know if we want to get into that again, because I don't think all this is all of Sideshow's fault, but some of the things definitely are, because, well, I was messaging you I don't know if everything that you see during these launches is legit, because I think the queue numbers are fake. I don't think they're real. I think that we knew that there were these like 4,000 units. Okay. And so we have a general idea of how many there are. There is a set inventory amount, sure. But I think when you log in and they're like, okay, get ready, here comes your queue. And you just like, they start giving you these numbers. Yeah, there is, okay, you're the 5th, you're the 10th, you're the 15th, and they go through that. But I think, just because you're the 15th in line, it may say you're 180 in line, or maybe you're 100th in line, but it'll say you're 3,000th in line. Because my thing is I'm not 100% sure they're real, because same browser, I would refresh a tab 3 different times. I get 3 different things, sometimes even better than the other one. So they would be sliding me into someone else's number, technically. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah, that's super fucking weird.
Yeah. So let's say like you joined, Natalie, and you'd be 3,000, but then I joined 10 minutes after you, open up a new browser, and now I'm 2,500. How did I get 500 in front of you? So I think none of these numbers are real, because the one that caught me, they're giving you updates, and they're like, as of 10/12, 50% of our inventory is gone. But then I remember this one specifically, at 10/12, they sent a message from the future. It said 10/15, 65% of our inventory is gone. I was like, whoa. I'm looking at the clock. How is that much gone already when you sent out a notice already 15 minutes in the future? Your times are wrong. So what they're typing on there, they're literally making up the times themselves as they go. So I think there's a lot of behind the smoke and mirrors. I think it's all just a hype thing. Yes, there is a certain amount. Yes, there's a lot of people on there. But I do not believe that 3,500 people were in the queue at that time. I just don't believe it, because there's no way that you went from 30. I was 2,600, I think, and I was in 10 minutes. Come on, there's no way.
Well, I think also, Keco, you have to consider, what it is, because someone said this in the chat and it made a lot of sense. Most people have multiple browsers open, so the number is not really accurate, because like if I have 2 browsers, I'm in 2 spots in line, right? So it's counting me as 2 people basically.
Yeah.
So essentially,
I had 5 or 6.
You had 7 browsers,
spots,
right?
Yeah.
So like that's why it's not really like 3,000 people. It's probably more like 1,600 or 1,500, right, or less. So that's probably why we all got in. I was number 600 and something. Remember, you saw like I was like 640 or something, but my one browser was like 2,700 or something. So I could have got in either way. So either browser would have got me in. But I mean, I do understand though. Like I really do think we're learning. Keco, you said it perfectly. We're getting better with each one. We're learning how this is operating, but it does suck to have to be constantly monitoring it. But I think pretty much anytime there's an announcement saying this figure is being announced, you got to be prepared for that shit to drop either that day or the next day. It could be a week from then, but it could be that day or next day. So I think, and it's always at the same time. It's always like 1 o'clock Eastern time. So it's always at the same time. It's just a matter of which day, right? So,
but the thing for me is that Natalie hit it so perfectly, and this is not to shame or sound bad by any means, but the people that this is not a cheap hobby, and usually the people that can afford these, like she said, are working, most likely, to afford this hobby. So to drop them in the middle of the day when, let's say, corporate people, executive, how do you do that then? Because you even if you get like, before we get like a week's notice, they're like, hey, Artisan Anakin coming next week. I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
Maybe you can move a meeting around, whatever it may be. If that really was something that meant that much to you, be like, hey guys, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, whatever it may be. I can understand maybe a week. But if you get the morning of, what are you supposed to do? I mean, you literally are just banking on people being home, sitting on their computer. And I don't know if that's a good thing.
Right. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, because you are right. I mean, Hot Toys collectors by their nature have to work. I mean, these things are fucking expensive. I mean, by the way, I just filmed a new video interviewing strangers today, and they were pretty surprised with some of it that I talked about. So that's going to be coming probably next week. But regardless of that, I mean, I think that, yeah, most people are working. I was working remote, and Keco, you mostly always work remote. So it worked out.
Yeah,
Natalie was remote.
A little different, but
yeah, Natalie just didn't know. But I mean, it's, Natalie, are you on the wait list for this?
I am. Yeah. That's the first thing I did. Right. We both went on the wait list. Right. And so it's
I feel
funny
pretty
because
confident for you.
I just so happened, I was like, I feel like I'm going to work from home today. So I have a flexibility where I can work remote, work in the office. Like I run a team. So whenever I want to be remote, I can. And so if I know something's coming, I will be remote. I will take my lunch at an appropriate time. Right. I will block myself off. No, I'm in the middle of a meeting. And if I would have got a text, right, I would have been like, well, I have an emergency. I'm going to have to run, turn off but there's just no way to prepare for that, because they didn't even give, hey, this morning when you dropped your video, this is a tease, right? At that time, had they done it, that would have been at least 4 hours worth of notice for people to kind of arrange things. This whole on the immediate fly, I'm going to drop it and everybody who can do it. It's like, I'm going to throw the pun out there, pun intended, right? They threw the booty out there. They didn't give you a treasure map. It was like the Kraken was released and all no holds barred. Whoever was on their social got it. Whoever was working didn't. That's kind of the way it landed.
Yeah. And if Keco didn't text me, I probably would have been as pissed as you, Natalie. So I think it does come down to whether you got it or not. I mean, unfortunately, I mean, I think if you ended up securing the bag, I think you're probably like, okay, it wasn't a great system, but I'm happy because I got it. And if you didn't and you missed out, you're like, fuck this. This is stupid. Right.
Yeah. I mean, I am lucky, or I'm grateful that this is one of those learning lessons where the DX is so close to the artisan that it's like, all right, I can swallow this pill. I still hope that it gets released. I can still swallow this pill and I'll be okay with it if I get the DX, which I'll wait a couple weeks. I'm going to wait a few weeks. I'm going to see if it converts. If it doesn't, I'll just go with the DX. But lesson learned, as soon as something teases from now on, I'm expecting it to come out same day. And I'm going to have to just be that idiot. That's and I hate that. I hate that I have to do that. But I guess that's what I'm going to have to do now.
Sideshow really wants you to pay attention. That's for sure.
Isn't it crazy that Anakin still is the only one that didn't get an option for sculpted hair still?
I have a theory about that.
It seems weird.
Right? So they pushed it out. They wanted to put a very popular character to try and entice people and see like how it would land. And now that they've done it and they saw like the excitement for it, all of the other ones are going to have that other version. I think they're going to revisit this one once it releases. They're going to come out with the same one. It's going to be a dark side version. So I think anyone who missed it, you'll have a dark side version. You'll just have to be very quick, clearly within the hour to be ready. There was a post on Reddit. Someone had said, hey, you know, this looks so cool. It was about the Jack Sparrow. When do you think it's going to release? And the guy posted on it, knowing Sideshow and their history recent, it could be a week or it could be within the hour. And that was literally before it released. And so I'd made a comment like, hey, this aged really well because it literally dropped within the hour. So I do think they're going to come out with another version of this after it releases that is dark side. That's my take on it.
Too, and my theory would be this, because if we look at this figure, this was the first one, right? Yep. This was the first one here, and they had two versions, as you can tell. So I think it clearly just comes down to, do they have plans for another version of that figure in the future? And I think that's all. Like Joker, it's like, no, this is the Joker. Let's put both versions up. And Jack, no, put the both versions up, whatever. Scarlet Witch, yeah, whatever. But Anakin, clearly they have different plans for making other versions of that outfit and version of Anakin. Like you said, dark side. What they call the anniversary for Revenge of the Sith is coming up. When is that, Keco? Is that next year? I think it is.
2025, right?
Yep. So that's coming up. So clearly at that point, you're going to get some sort of Anakin. You're probably going to get a Darth Vader for Revenge of the Sith. I mean, people are going to lose their shit for that. So, you know, there's clearly saving Anakin because they know, like, we want to do more with him. So that's probably, I think that's why there's no sculpted version. But,
I think they're being very strategic to not do another Chrome Mando situation. Yeah. And I think they have a plan for it. So.
Right. I think so too. But, yeah, I think that was great, guys. Thank you so much for your thoughts on that one. Let's address a couple super chats real quick, and then we'll jump to our next topic. Like I said, I got to scroll back up a little bit because it doesn't always make it easy here. But the movie canon, thank you so much, bro. 999 super chat. He said, I loved your interview with Strangers vid. Thanks so much, bro. I almost did that on my channel once at Universal City Walk about movies. Yeah, I saw your comment about that. Dude, it's so cool. And characters, but I wasn't sure if I was allowed. Keep up the great work. Dude, thank you so much. And like I said, I filmed another one today. So I went out with my coworkers. They got some French fries on the boardwalk. And we went to a place called Ocean City here in Maryland. And I filmed a bunch of more Strangers. And this time it was windy as a motherfucker. I took Gandalf. Horrible idea because it was so windy. So it was so windy. The hair was blowing everywhere, Natalie. So, but people loved it. They loved the Gandalf. And I'll show you guys soon. I got the footage. It's all on my computer. I just got to edit the video.
The next time you come to Florida, we're going to have to take you to like Universal or like one of the theme parks. So you could stand outside and like actually get like all of the fans. Like these people at Harry Potter. The Harry Potter land, right? There's the two of them. So you can literally go to either or Disney. You get all the fans, and then that's where you got to interview them. That'll be okay.
We can do that. And and Keco, if he's going to be there with us, we want to get him in the video. So
yeah, we've got to get him. We've got to get who else? I keep picking on Riley. One day we'll get Riley somewhere.
Riley will come out there. Riley's got money. He can buy J&D, so he's got money.
Right. You can buy those stupid ass Batman statues.
Exactly. He's still young. And D'Angelo, thanks so much, bro. $4.99. Thanks so much. Sideshow messed up a lot recently. They delayed my Vader to May. So upset. They should have made these for order for limited re-releases. Dude, honestly, we're gonna talk about that. So we're gonna talk about that topic, D'Angelo. So I don't want to spoil it yet. But I did see some Vaders shipping out. So I am excited about that, D'Angelo. I'm sorry about the delay with your Vader. You're going to love it, though. I just got mine lit up with USB-C recently into a port without using the battery pack. So I'm excited about that. That was a little bit of a process. But, yeah, so I appreciate it, bro. And I'm sorry that your Vader got delayed. That does suck for sure. But speaking on that, we're going to get to the dark side thing in a sec. I know people are really eager to talk about that one, but I want to continue this sort of line of conversation that we have going, considering I have Joker on the screen here. So I wanted to talk about the concept of the artisan line and whether it's having a positive effect on the hobby. And we have discussed this before, but I like to revisit it every so often when we have a new artisan drop and see how people are perceiving it over time. So we can always look back at these and be like, okay, now, I like it. Some people feel a little less satisfied with it over time. We're kind of monitoring the progress long term. But, now, of course, we have the Jack Sparrow, which is the one that we had yesterday. And ultimately, my question being, is it having a positive effect on the hobby? I think it is, but I want to let you guys speak to this, and then I'll kind of weigh in. Keco, do you feel like the artisan line and this exclusivity, we can even talk about the Umbra Arc Trooper, is it having a positive effect like it's intended to, or what do you think is the consequence or the result of what it's doing to the community? What do you think?
It's always positive when you end up getting the figure, right?
Like
You're
Anakin
like, oh,
for you is the
yeah, I
opposite.
love this. But at the same time, when you miss it, you feel it. And you're like, oh, damn, that's one that is going to be a chase. And I want to figure out how I'm going to chase this. For the past couple of years, there's not been anything like that to where you're like, oh, I missed out. I got to go find. There was no such thing. If you wanted it, you could say, well, I'll wait for it to drop well below retail and then I'll go and find it later. But once again, it's like I don't have to have these pieces. It's a nice to have. I know, Will, you were sending me some deals from like Pop Culture that they're having of all stuff that just kind of been sitting around still. But, there's no hype for stuff there's a reason it's just sitting around. You're like, I don't want it, or I already have it. But with these, it's like okay, what's the next thing? And how do I get this? And setting up all your different little screens and your tabs. You see how wild they get on your little live streams about people like to watch that. And I don't know, maybe it's almost like sport, kind of watching some like crazy gladiators go at it and just hope that you survive and come out on the other end. Yeah. I 100% think it's a positive thing. The only time it's negative it's temporary. The negatives are temporary when you really want something and you miss. But it doesn't mean it's, dissolved and become a part of the universe and, it just gone to another plane. You can hunt them down. I mean, and maybe that's part of it. Be like, we use the term grail so often. The whole point of I know it's kind of faux pas to say at this point, but like the whole point of a grail is something that you spend your life chasing, hoping to find. Not everything's a grail. So if something is a little bit more rare that you have to run down, that gives you purpose to collect. If you're looking at your shelf and you're like, man, this would be so much better if I just had this one piece. I mean, that's why I'm currently so invested in the DX13 right now, is because it's one I really want and I can't get. There's that built-in scarcity. Well, it's actual scarcity, but it's like, I want this, and it makes me appreciate it for when I do end up running it down that much more. So net positives, of course, if you get them. Temporary sadness when you miss, but it's overall a huge win overall for sure.
Yeah, I think so too, bro. And even the Umbra ARC Trooper, which is like, let's be real, most people did not give a fuck until this thing was exclusive. Like, I mean, let's just like, this is a cool trooper. There's a lot of great trooper collectors who build great displays out there.
I'm not photos, Will. You'll be on that wait list in no time.
Well, that's $10,000. That's all I need to buy Keco's. Natalie, I don't know if you know about that. Keco wants $10,000 for his Umbra ARC Trooper. So
yeah, I've got about 9-8. So I'm still ranking those last two little.
You're almost there. But and Natalie, I want to ask you the same question. I mean, to me, like Keco reference, that was what I was going to bring up here. I've done a live stream for every single artisan drop, not the Umbra ARC Trooper and other shit like that. I haven't done that. But for every artisan drop, I've done one, and it's fun. It's like an event. Like everyone comes together. Everyone's like in the queue together. We're experiencing it. And, I experienced that originally. It was much more frustrating when everyone was trying to get PS5s, if anyone remembers that. Mm-hmm. It was COVID times, and we all had to go in queues trying to get PS5s. It was a fucking nightmare. Like, you could never get one. Bots everywhere, buying them all, impossible. I could never get one, right? But with this, it's not really the case. Like, most of the time you can get it. You might get unlucky and not, but most of the time you can. It's a fun event that brings us all together, gives us a little bit of that thrill of the chase, and creates a little bit of perceived scarcity, like Keco said. But Natalie, I want to ask you the same question here. I know the Jack one is a little bit of a sore subject just because of what happened. But what do you think overall? Has it been a net positive so far with the artisan line and the hype it's created and the exclusivity? What are your thoughts on that?
So regardless of the Jack Sparrow not getting that, I look at the other ones and I was able to secure some of them, right? Didn't get the Joker, didn't get the Jack Sparrow, didn't get Umbra, but I got Anakin, I got Scarlet Witch. There's a level of excitement. It's like playing a scratch off at a gas station, right? It's the scratch, it gives you that excitement. Like, will I get it? Won't I get it? I'm not like feeding into the gambling addiction, but we're all collectors. And there's a certain part of us, whether you want to say, well, I just do it for the fandom. There's a certain part of us that does it for the exclusivity. Right. If you think about like stamp collectors, I'm not going to spend $10,000 on a stamp just because just because I want it, right? There's a rarity to it. Or I'm not going to buy a painting that's worth $10,000 if everyone else has the same painting. I think there's a exclusivity piece that's kind of the backbone of what collecting is. If you think about Pokemon cards, you would chase the shiny one. Like nobody wanted, right? You want the Charizard, the Bulbasaur, the insert all the other ones here, right? Nobody wanted the stupid, what are they? The little fish, Magikarps, because they were in every pack, right? So you just get rid of those. So this creates that sense of childhood nostalgia, like you're hunting for that shiny in your card pack. So I love it. I think it helps. Plus, if you think about COVID times, you think about 2020, 2021, there were so many figures that were such good releases, but now they're worth almost nothing because of the fact that they were overproduced. I love the fact that we're getting away from that. It's one of my favorite things about 2024, 2020, end of 2023, beginning of 2024, that we're finally getting away from that. We have to reevaluate like the value of these things. And so the fact that I can't get a Cad Bane anymore, and it makes me feel like, damn, should I have bought that? Right? It creates that sense of, okay, now I can buy something that I want for just a little bit. And if I don't want it later, I know I can sell it. That was one of the reasons why collecting was so enticing to me in the beginning. Like, I'm okay spending these $400, $500 on these things, because later, if I want to switch it up, I've only got a finite number of cubes here in, my display. So if something changes later, I'm happy to sell it off to somebody who's been chasing it, right? There might be a Keco out there who's dying to get that Fennec Shand, but no, because there's 1,000,005 of them out there. But I know this crosshair that I've got, people want that. So if ever I'm tired of the Bad Batch, I know I can sell it off and I can replace it with a Jack Sparrow Artisan Edition.
You're on the wait list.
Right. So like, that's kind of the joy of collecting. I think it's these artisans have sparked that again, and like people are excited again, and people are running to the queues. Like, we haven't seen that in so long. So I'm super excited for it. And no, I didn't get it, but now I have something to look forward to. Now I'm like waiting for that one person to cancel theirs, or like someone to be like, hey, I've got it for sale. We'll see how it goes. But at the end of the day, I think it's all good.
It'll be awesome. And yeah, you're just like Keco. Keco, when he made his video about Anakin, he said there's blood in the water, and he knows that he's
I don't know if I've got blood in the water for it, because I was fortunate enough. Like, I feel bad, right, Keco? I know there wasn't even like a sculpted version you could have went for. I think they're going to come out with something like that. But at the end of the day, the DX version of this is there. So I'm going to go for that if I don't get the artisan. But I do feel his pain in that sense. Like, all right, well now, like, I would love to, the dreads in the front are going to drive me crazy. I know myself. Every time I see those dreads, I'm going to be like,
you'll wonder what could have been.
Just going to hate it.
Well, now you said you want the top of the line. That kind of sounds an awful lot like buy nice or buy twice.
Of course.
Keco knew I was going there. Like, he knew where I was headed.
Of course, you coin it, but like everyone who feels that way, like, I'm gonna get the next thing. Like, oh, if I could justify that. So when I bought my first car, I went in to get just the regular base, and then I was like, well, I could get the S version. The S version has this other thing, but if I'm gonna spend that, I might as well get the limited, because the limited has the screen. And before I knew it, I walked out with the top of the line car, and I've barely
$20 a month.
It was like, it's only another $70 a month. It's only another $100 a month. But at the end of the day, that's just my personality type. And so it's going to bother me every time I see those dreads that they're not.
You and I are so alike now. So
no, I'm the same way. We're all three alike in that way. I'm the same way. Yeah. The top of the line for what? Hey, I bought the J&D, Keco. I bought the J&D Joker. So, Keco said they swindled me, but I guess we'll find out. I guess we'll find out and see.
He's got the real exoskeleton, except
I do. It's probably going to turn out to be terrible, but we're going to find out. And honestly, if it does turn out to be really good, I'm going to take it out to the streets and interview people and be like, this is $1,200, and see what
you got to be careful with that. One of these days, you're going to take it out to someone and they're going to drop it. Like,
I know.
So I actually have a story. It's a horrifying story. I brought, someone I work with, I don't know why I thought like I had to get this person to like want to buy these things, right? because he does like Legos and Pops and all this. And I was like, I'm going to show you what I've got. And I brought my Thanos, which is one of his favorite characters, and my Iron Man. And so Iron Man, no problem. But he went to pick up the Thanos, and it was heavier than he expected, and he dropped it. And the back of the head of Thanos got damaged, like chipped. And so now, even though I clearly don't display him anymore, right? Even though it's the back of the head, to me, it bothers me so much to know that it's damaged. It's just in the box and away, and I can't even look at it.
You can probably get another head sculpt. I mean, I had one of my Cad Bane face sculpts damaged, and then I just got a replacement.
But it was the good sculpt. So there's the two. There's the cringe one where he's going like this, because I have the Infinity War one, and then there's the regular face, and the regular face is the one I always use. And that's the one that got damaged.
The regular one's better, I think. Yeah, the regular face is better. Yeah.
So now I bet,
dude, now that figure's super cheap. You could find a head sculpt probably pretty easily.
Probably $40.
Yeah, probably $40-$50 you could get that. So that's probably fine. But I do understand where you're coming from. We did get a super chat though. Otaku Samurai, thank you so much, bro. Any advice dealing with Toys Wonderland? They owe me 2 figures. You're probably past the window of filing a complaint with your credit card company, I would assume. But if you're not, 100%, that's what I would do.
Yes, advice. So go to the oh my god, I forget the website. So there is like the I'll have to look it up. I'll post it in the chat. I'm gonna look it up for you. So there's a website that you could go to if you haven't already passed. Many people think you only have 6 months. If you paid with PayPal, you only have 6 months. But your credit card, if you used a regular credit card, most credit cards actually have a 1 year warranty. So like I bought a laptop before that died after like 11 months, and my credit card's warranty is 1 year. So I was able to get it replaced. Well, so you have a credit card warranty most people don't know about. So if you used a credit card, I would go through them.
Yeah, I would try to go through. But Hammer of God, thank you so much, Natalie. There you go. $70 on Toy Anxiety for that head sculpt, and it's 60% off right now. So you can get it super cheap. Yeah. Toy Anxiety is reliable. I think Keco's bought from them. I know I have, but they get you shit, and it's good. It's quality, authentic Hot Toys accessories. So for really good prices. So, and now I got you the hookup on Cad Bane. If you want Cad Bane, I can find you one for a really good deal too. Keco was talking about it earlier, but yeah, there's a sale going on right now, and some of those figures are around. So, but yeah, guys, thank you so much for your thoughts on that one. The Toys Wonderland comment, Otaku Samurai. I'm so sorry about that. Hopefully, hopefully that gets sorted out. Like I said, it's just a bad situation. Hopefully they start shipping things. I saw a suspicious amount of posts like, I got my figure from Toys Wonderland finally. Like it was very odd, like how those just like started popping up out of nowhere.
Right around the time that AI is all of a sudden very easily acceptable or accessible to people.
Yeah,
their eBay stores apparently have been popping off real frequently, and people's like, oh, I got this from eBay, didn't even realize it was Toys Wonderland until I got the DHL shipping notification. I was like,
yeah. And wasn't there like an alternative eBay store people were theorizing that they were operating under? I don't know. Someone was talking about that on the show, and I was like, I'd be speculating, I don't know anything about it. But what I do know about is that I'm super fucking excited about Star Wars, because Hot Toys has teased the Dark Side line, right? In the Dark Side line, they teased Revan, Starkiller, Reva. Everyone wants that one. That's really important. So there's a lot of great figures on that image there. I also just tease some of the stuff they've already, like this is all old figures, some of them. Like, you have Darth Maul here. That's the original version. Hopefully it's an updated version. We're expecting that 2.0. Keco wants the Grand Inquisitors. He's, some people want those. There's like dozens of them probably. And then you have the Moff, Iron Moff Gideon, and then you have the Merrick, a Dooku 2.0 possibly. But to me, the stars of the show, this Darth Revan here, which I think is going to be absolutely phenomenal, and then the Starkiller version there as well. So I don't know shit about Starkiller. I'm gonna be real. I haven't played the game, but I have played Knights of the Republic 1 and 2, and Revan being an integral part of 1. I mean, I have that Revan statue up there of the XM, and I think that thing's great. And I love Revan. I have a Revan 501st cosplay, so I'm a huge fan of the character. Keco, this has been announced so far as an exhibition where Hot Toys is going to be like on tour, kind of showing this shit. But I would assume that these figures are actually going to be made. But I want to get because you have a pretty good track record. Besides Venom, you absolutely killed it. Venom was your one miss so far. Everything else, though, has been an absolute W. Do these figures see the light of day? What do you think? I mean, is Revan, Starkiller, stuff like that, a Darth Maul 2.0, is that going to be made so collectors can buy it? What are your thoughts?
There's so many weird things about this post, and I'm going to conspiracy tinfoil hat myself, and we're going to talk through them if that's okay with you.
You are the best with conspiracies, Steve.
I can't see the thing. Does it say when this exhibition is? I know it says Taiwan, China. Does it give a date?
Yeah, I can pull it up. I'll get it for you.
Because I'm curious. Depending on when this is.
Yeah, it says, let's see here. So I'll pull it up on the screen real quick. Yeah, so
I'm going somewhere with this, believe me.
Okay, cool. I'm going to zoom in a bit so everyone can see. But essentially,
let's read this announcements. Go for it.
The power of the dark side is beyond comprehension. Hot Toys unveil a new tour. It's going to be in Hong Kong, Singapore, Taiwan, South Korea, Philippines, Shanghai.
So no official dates yet.
No dates.
Okay. So here's my thing. Let's bring up that image again. So here's the tinfoil hat.
All right.
So the two obvious ones that people naturally look at are Revan and Starkiller. Mm-hmm. We're going to take those out. We're going to put them over here. And let's talk about everything else on the table. Okay. They are all just photo shots or like product shots from their normal line. I mean, there is the Kenobi Vader, that's Rise of Skywalker Kylo, that's Dooku, that's the Clone Wars Sidious back there, Reva. I mean, the only ones that don't have product photos are the Inquisitors, Revan, and Starkiller. So, and all that takes is just literally taking a quick Photoshop and then throwing some lightsaber blades on it because copy paste at that point. How many times have we seen these exhibits and they have, okay, go back to the armory, the Batman armory from The Flash.
Yeah.
That's what scares me. It was a life-size version of Hot Toys figures. And I can see them being like, oh, do y'all want to take some pictures in front of this life-size Revan and this life-size Starkiller? Yeah. Oh, by the way, we also have these for sale and have had these for sale. Check these out. And it's all these old figures. I know people will be so mad if that's the case. Do I want that to happen? No, because someone asked me on my live today, they're like, which figures would you love to see? Like, give your top 5 figures you want to see. All of them are from video games, whether it be from Survivor, whether it be from Knights of the Old Republic, all that stuff. They're all video game characters. I want them. I want this to happen. But I'm very suspect, especially with like, they're like, oh, we're going to be getting a brand new Clone Wars mall or a brand new Star Wars mall or whatever. That's an old picture. That's an old picture of Kenobi. Why put these old, especially the Dooku one? You can tell how dated that one is over on the right. Why do that? Like, why, if you're getting ready to have this brand new display and showcasing this traveling circus and all that, why not you put what you're really going to be putting out there? Like, are you really going to be throwing out a 6-year-old figure in Dooku and saying, isn't this great? Because that's literally what that is. I don't know, man. Like, I've been burned so many times that I'm just very cautious about getting my hopes up too much. I'm glad they gave me the purple blade with Revan there. I can't see if it's got his second saber in there. Like, I just don't think they're real.
He does.
I don't think they're real. I just don't.
You don't think Revan's got both blades? He's got red and purple there. Yeah.
Where? Are you sure that's not?
Yeah, because see, like you could see Vader's holding his saber up, but right behind him you can see Revan's red saber.
And then that other one is Sidious's.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it looks like it's like a double bladed.
Yeah, he's got 2 blades there. Yeah.
So. Okay, so he's got both. So okay, good start.
And that looks like his lightsaber. I mean, I have the lightsabers.
I actually have the life size one. Can you scroll in? Let me just see if that's actually.
I might be able to. I don't know if I can get in or not. Let me see if I can.
It doesn't matter. But either way,
video.
At the end of the day,
I can't.
I want it to happen. I just don't see it. But can you imagine, Will, if they did do this? It'll be a 10 a.m. drop, 300 units available for Revan, and that's it.
Oh my God. Don't even put that evil on us, bro.
I'm just worried, man, just because there's a lot of question marks here. And maybe they've just been saving the Inquisitors this entire time to put for pre-order for this event, and then we're going to get the rest of them with Revan and Starkiller. I don't know, man.
Dude, I don't know. I mean, I do know that I don't know that all of these are going to see the light of day.
How is this because they're like, hey, we got they teased the power of the dark side a while back, you know?
They did.
Like, that's not a license, really. I mean, what is it? It's not a show. It's this exhibit.
Right.
I'm concerned.
But it's a great way, Keco, to do like Revan and Starkiller and shit like that.
It is, but then you have to. It'll have to be. You can't be like, "Hey, check out my Power of the Dark Side figure." It has to be branded with KOTOR. There's no way you're going to be able to market it without it being KOTOR. There's no way you're going to be able to market the Starkiller stuff without Force Unleashed. There's just no
is Revan and Starkiller, are they still canon?
Yeah, well, technically yes, because they're kind of in. Well, Starkiller's not really, but Revan is. He's in Rise of Skywalker.
Right. So Revan, yeah. So maybe they could. Well, they're doing the KOTOR remake too. Maybe, supposedly. Right?
But the Starkiller stuff is, Vader's apprentice and all that. So I don't know if they consider that to be canon at all.
But you are right. That Darth Maul, the Dooku, all that are old product photos, 100%. And the Kylo is a Rise of Skywalker product photo. I mean, if you were going to do a Kylo, you would do the Force Awakens again. You would do that, make it better, give it a head sculpt, give it better proportions. That's what you would do. So, which I do hope they do one day, but I have my doubts about that considering the popularity of the sequels at this point. But Natalie, I want to let you weigh in here. I mean, Keco has a very interesting theory. I mean, I
don't want to be wrong, people. I want to be wrong. I'm not being that
because you're presenting and promoting caution, because I'm so excited about this Revan, and you gave me a little bit of room to step back a little bit. Don't get too ahead of yourself. Because I really want this fucking Revan. I really want this Revan. Yeah, and I wanted a Malik too. No Malik, and no Darkseid Rey, which I know you don't love Rey, but I think Darkseid Rey.
I know a lot of people want that, and then I'll even want a white variant of Jedi Knight Revan. Give me that too.
That'd be cool. Black Series did that, so why not? So Natalie, what do you think? Do you think any of these figures see the light of day besides the one that have already been announced? What do you think?
I think it's possible.
That's great speculation there.
I think it's possible. So this last Umbra Trooper came from the video game. Mm-hmm. So that tells me that they have approval to release figures from video games now. Before, maybe they didn't. When I first saw the Dark Side, I would have never thought that you were going to get a Cal Kestis.
They've done Battlefront Troopers for a while, though.
Yeah, but they don't give a fuck about Cal Kestis.
Oh, so most of those Battlefront, okay, those are all.
Yeah, most Troopers are all Battlefront.
Right. Yeah, they'll do Troopers because they're cheap. They're cheap to make, and they could sell multiples. But yeah.
Yeah. So when I see the Umbra, or when I saw the new Rex that came out, or when I see a lot of these, I know exactly what they are. They are dead stock that didn't sell, that came back. That's the only reason why it was able to release right away. It came back it got sent back. They repainted it and they pushed it back out. It just took new packaging, new painting, new packaging. Didn't need to make the new body. Didn't need to print the gear. These are going to be entirely new figures. It's possible. I don't think so. I don't. I mean, as much as I want to say yes, these are, I don't know. Who knows? Keco says, well, don't expect anything from May the 4th. May the 4th doesn't exist in Hong Kong. Howard Chan, as much as he loves Star Wars, he's a phony because he doesn't believe in May the 4th. He doesn't release anything for May the 4th. And quite frankly, what's funny is year after year after year, the company, they always release the best Star Wars figure a month or two before May the 4th. And then come May the 4th, we're like, well, what are we going to get? And then nothing. Didn't we get C-3PO right before May the 4th? Did we get
Mace Windu on May the 4th?
No, not on May the 4th.
You got a battle droid on May the 4th.
Okay. Didn't they tease C-3PO though? They teased, but it was Attack of the Clones, wasn't it? It was Attack of the Clones. Yeah, and everyone was like, fuck, dude. Yeah.
I feel like we got all of those before May the 4th. And then on May the 4th, it was nothing. We got zero things. I
mean, honestly, though, Natalie, if you were going to Revan on May the 4th would be a really good idea. That would be, but Hot Toys doesn't do really good ideas. They don't give a fuck.
No. You know what they're going to give you? They're going to give you an iron. On May the 4th.
We gave you the Umbra ARC Trooper alternate version. That's what we gave you.
But if it was Star Wars, at least it would be something. They're so ass backwards. They would give you a Captain Marvel variant. Why are you doing this?
KOTOR Spider-Man?
Jan Rog.
On May 4th. That would be what their thing would be.
You know that Jan Rog you all wanted on fucking that we displayed?
I still want that.
I know you do.
Do you really?
The Nova Corian Rog, the green one.
Yeah, he wants that. He's the only one, but yeah. But I will say, I think this would be pretty cool, though. I do think Revan, because I remember I keep citing this one, but I don't remember the exact date. Sideshow at one point ran a poll and had a bunch of collectors vote in and said, "What character from Star Wars do you really want to see as a collectible?" And like everyone fucking voted Revan. Like Revan was like, because beyond like Vader, Kylo to me, Vader, like Darth Maul, shit like that. Those are the popular. They always get made anyway. But Revan doesn't get made that much, and everyone wants a Revan. He just honestly, if you know shit about Revan, he just looks cool, dude. Like he just looks like a really cool character. So I think a lot of people would pick him up for that reason, and then learn more about him. So I think he's great. So Starkiller, I don't know as much about. I need to study Starkiller a little bit. Starkiller, I'm gonna study a little bit. I have Keco knows. I have been looking at Pyramid Head though. Pyramid Head outside of Star Wars from Silent Hill. Natalie, do you know about Pyramid Head?
Yeah.
Silent Hill. Okay.
Yeah.
There's an iconic.
Didn't Sideshow have a figure?
For Mommy's Wanda's base. Come on.
Didn't Sideshow have a figure or like
probably a statue or something? Yeah. But Iconic released the Pyramid Head, and I want it. So
okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the Silent Hill 2 remake.
One of the things that I thought was going to come from this dark side was that we would get the Anakin, the Artisan Anakin dark side. I thought as soon as they announced it a while back, I thought that's what this was going to be. But I guess it's just a tour of their figure. Like I don't understand what this is.
Well, they announced it as like a line, I felt like. So I think it might be both. I think you're going to get some. But Keco, that was a really good point. It's got to be KOTOR, right? On the base.
It has to. There, or Galaxy of Heroes, which that's the way Black Series marketed it. The mobile game.
Okay. Or maybe just as Star Wars. I don't know.
But is this just like an event like where they're putting up their dark side figures and somebody you could just come see them? Like what is this?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Yeah. There's no date attached to it, which is weird. And like I said, usually it's tied to some other type of con or event. It's like, hey, here's a haul. Come look at all of our Flash figures and our big pictures of our Justice League. And, here's the Batcave. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It does seem a little. And if they show Revan at those events and then they end up not releasing it, people are going to be pissed. Like that's going to be,
I mean, they do that a lot, though.
They do.
They do that a lot. They show things that they never intend to release.
But I feel like that's one you can't show and not put up because people will just bomb your chats whenever you announce another. It's like, oh, here, those 2 random troopers that announced or that released this week. Like, I was like, okay, no one cares. Next thing. And it'll just be that every single week. It's like, Revan win, Revan for pre-order win. Every single week.
Well, if we thought Nick was bad with the Toby shit, this Revan thing is going to get real bad. Yeah, he's not for everyone because it requires like a diehard Star Wars fan. I think someone who really knows a lot about the character to like really fucking want Revan. But I think there are a lot of those. I think there are for sure a lot of those.
Yeah.
So guys, thank you so much. Mark Attack, thanks so much, bro. It's 270 for watching. Hit the like, guys. Hit the like button. Subscribe to Keco Collects and of course this channel. And Keco's 10K on Instagram now, so check him out on Instagram. Dude is absolutely killing it. Natalie, he's always been the king of IG. We know this, but
and Threads.
Yeah, and Threads too, especially Threads.
Threads is part of Instagram, so that's all part of it.
Is Threads popping off, Keco? Or where's Threads at right now?
It's like 2 followers a week.
Okay. I mean, that's not too bad. That's
fire right there.
That's more than some content creators, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I
guess
it's
more than I have. So
yeah, Natalie's gonna have 2,000 here soon, though. So it's gonna have once you post that one video, you're gonna have a bunch. Yeah. But Josh McCoy, thanks so much, bro. Copy Natalie and got the Queen 1 for its cap. Where is that cap, by the way, Natalie?
It's in my walk-in closet.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So, well, congratulations, Josh. Josh will have to hang out with us when I come back to Florida. Guys, we need to set that up, Natalie, for maybe at least October time, Halloween Horror Nights again.
That's right around my birthday, so come on down.
If Keco's coming. Keco and Amy. They're coming. Yeah, dude, I'll talk to Amy. If I can get Amy, Keco will go. That's all I got. I just got to get Amy's approval. I can go around Keco.
You need to find Ween support.
Ween support. Yeah, well, you have Ween support. You have Ween support out there.
Yeah, well, we're using him up in April for our trip.
Okay, well, you can use him again in October. But Carlos is here. Thank you so much, bro. Hey, Natalie, is that an empty shelf I see there on the bottom right? Is that for a stupid Batman statue or a $600 Black Adam? Only kidding.
Black Adam is a grail. I'm just
honestly, Natalie has been proven mostly right so far. The Black Adam has been going for not that high yet, but it's been going above retail. It's been going.
I said the same thing about Crosshair. Everyone was like, "Oh, it's just another garbage trooper," and I was like, "I don't know."
Crosshair is approaching $900 now.
Yep. Honestly, the Black Adam has been doing very well. Like I saw Josh Comic Concepts even listed the Black Adam for hire now because he knows that he doesn't have to sell it for retail, which it's something not everyone loves. I get that, but he knows like someone will buy it for above retail. So
yeah,
it is what it is. Anyway, guys, let's move on to another discussion about our retailer here. Because Keco, I think Keco can weigh in on this pretty effectively because he's been having some mixed, I guess, experiences. There's been a lot of people that have been experiencing something similar. I'm just going to share a couple photos from the Hot Toys subreddit here. People getting excited about different things. One of them being their Hot Toys Darth Vader finally shipping, right? So, but I wanted to raise the question. I haven't bought from Sideshow as much in recent times because, like I mentioned, I get a lot of my stuff from Comic Concepts now for Hot Toys, and then from Kit for InArt or whatever. So I mostly buy from Sideshow for artisan figures these days. But the release dates, I've seen a lot of different people experience different things. Toby took forever. Toby took a really long time. Sideshow started to get a lot faster. Gore the God Butcher was still pretty fast, but some of the more popular characters like Pattinson Batman, he's still mid-man regardless. But then you have Tobey Maguire. Like, he took a while, right? And then this new Darth Vader, that's taking a while for a lot of people. So is Sideshow starting to regress to those previous times where, like, that's why people bought first batch because they had to wait 3 months to get it otherwise? Sideshow was getting a lot better, releasing shit really quickly, but now with some of these more popular characters, it's not happening as much. Keco, I want to address this with you because I know you're primarily a Sideshow buyer. What's been your experience? Has Sideshow been regressing, or have they still been like delivering shit pretty fast once it releases in Hong Kong? What's your experience?
Someone asked this on my live, and they wanted to get my opinion on this, and I went, well, I don't want to spoil the Will show because I know we're going to be talking about this again.
Yeah.
And here's my honest to God take on this. This has nothing to do with Sideshow to a degree because, and we'll talk about Sideshow's issue of what they could be doing a little bit better and why they're at fault to a degree. But a majority of this is not on them. This is how quick Hot Toys can get it to Sideshow. Case in point, the Umbra Trooper in my hands already, and that released last week. Okay, so it's not an issue of Sideshow sitting on it. The issues I have with Sideshow are the taking of payments when you shouldn't, essentially. And it can be rectified so easily. The thing that my saga that I was going on is that 23 days ago, I got, which already took too long anyway. They're like, hey, your Batman's finally shipping. I'm like, oh, thank God. Here we go. And it's like, we're going to come to our warehouse. You've seen these emails. It's just like that one right there. You're coming to our warehouse, expected to ship within 10 days. It took 23 days and me badgering them on social media on my 10,000 plus on Instagram, letting them know that they were pieces of shit. And I was like, hey, when are you shipping this fucker? And it's not an issue that they aren't shipping it. It's they don't have it to ship because the Umbra is already here. They shipped that one. And once they ship them, they're there and they get there pretty quickly. But where I'm having issues is when you say, hey, okay, we're going to hold on to payment. Okay, well, where happened here? Because you obviously said it was coming. So what happened? Is it stuck at port? Okay, that's a port, California issue. You need to take that up with your congressman, whatever it may be. That at that point, that's not Hot Toys or Sideshow. If it's sitting in the warehouse and they're dicking around, which I don't think it is because the Umbra obviously came, then yeah, that's on them. But where my issue is if it says, okay, we're charging you, and it's still not going anywhere. What I think they should do is be like, hey, once it hits our warehouse, you get that email. So you can pay it off right now and we'll ship next business day, or you have 30 days to pay it off. And otherwise, it'll go back to inventory, whatever it may be. There's got to be a better system because this hey, it's coming, pay it now. We'll ship it when it gets here. That sucks because everyone just takes their time. So that's not a good thing. But you're talking about delivery times. The main thing is that we know they get some in because they do the first looks. So how are they getting those so quickly? I think the only thing we can point the finger at Sideshow and say is that, are you picking the slowest delivery option possible because of possible shipping costs? I have no idea. Maybe huge orders like Toby, Batman, Vader, you can't air freight those. So you are going to have to boat those because there's just too many of them. And maybe that's what it is. Because it's not an issue of them just sitting on in the warehouse. And I don't want anyone to think that, I'm shilling for Sideshow by any means because I've been dicked a couple times. I posted it on my thing. There was 9 already released figures that Sideshow had not shipped yet. Like, I'm still waiting on Catwoman. I'm still waiting on Mommy Wanda. I'm still waiting on Toby. Vader is shipping next week. So that's good. I got that email. And there's like 2 or 3 other ones that are nowhere to be found. And what the fuck?
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a concern. I mean, but like, you're right. I think it was with smaller batches, they can probably air freight it. That would be, I think that's solid speculation there. But with bigger batches, they just can't. It's not feasible and it's too costly. So they're like, well, we're just going to ship it by sea and it'll take longer.
Which is why when you get the deluxe special edition exclusive, whatever, like the highest, like, those are probably air freighted because those are the ones that came quick and there's only a few of them. But when you get the base level things, that's probably on a boat somewhere because there's 20,000 of those units. You can't mail that one.
Right. So it works out. I mean, they kind of incentivize you to buy the higher one, especially if it's a time PO, right? Because if it's like 10 days or whatever, there's not as many of those because it wasn't up for a year, like that's so. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. But Natalie, what are you thinking? I mean, because I don't know. Are you a heavy Sideshow buyer? What are your thoughts on this?
I do buy Sideshow. I'm not heavy either way. It depends, right? My feelers are out there. Depends on who's got the better deal. So I've got what do I have now coming from Sideshow? I've got Vader, which has not shown up obviously yet. Everything. I think I've got like 3 other pre-orders right now, but not with Sideshow. I think I've stopped going Sideshow. So I'm in Florida. I used to get like tax-free and like I had all this incentive to go through Sideshow. And now that all those things are out the door, I kind of go where this shipping and price is a thing for me. Sideshow does okay. I don't know if they're regressing. I think there's probably a blend here. As soon as the market cooled down a bit with like how many the volume of orders that were coming in, I think that has a lot to do with it. What's funny though is like, even though they're supposed to release on a certain time, even if it's a month late, it's still like 7 months sooner than it used to be, right? It used to be like 2 years for each figure. Now we just saw Artisan, I don't know if if just the Artisan or if it's all of the Jack Sparrows. They're supposed to be October and into March. So it's like, even though it's a month late, it's still like 7 months ahead of what it was last year or 2 years or 3 years ago. So I don't know if they're regressing. I think they are just like streamlining their shipping process. And I think they're actually hitting better delivery times. They're not hitting the exact delivery times, but better than what it used to be. So also then we've got, bridges collapsing because these freighters are hitting.
Dude, that shit was wild.
Yeah, it was. I messaged you. I was like, oh my gosh, this is right around your area.
Like
I hope
2
you're
hours away from me, luckily. So it's but it's wild.
When I think of Maryland, I think of a tiny little island. It's just like,
like a tiny island. Now, because the city of Baltimore is massive. So like it's pretty big, but I live far away from that. So literally the boat lost power and just like went into the pillars, like the foundation of it, and just literally collapsed the entire bridge. Yeah.
Yeah. Terrible.
Crazy. Yeah.
When I think of like delays and delivery issues, I also think about so we were talking about Sideshow's exclusives. So if I'm producing like a bulk order of Sideshow exclusives as an organization, I might prioritize, okay, Sideshow is going to get at least this big bulk of their exclusive version. So that's going to go to them. Then I'm going to have the next shipment go out to this other company, right? Whether it be Australia or local or wherever it's going to go, because you've got yours. And then I'm going to prioritize this going to other people. Then that tertiary batch will go back to Sideshow because, well, you've already got your first wave. It was your own exclusive version. So if you're going to buy something and you want it quickly, it's almost like you should buy the Sideshow exclusive because no one else is going to get that version. So if they're producing them, that's the way I would see it. I would see that Sideshow kind of already got a batch. So you're better off buying the Sideshow batch or the Sideshow exclusive version to get it quicker.
Yeah, they do incentivize you for that. That's for sure. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for your thoughts on that one. I think, I'm interested to see how that shakes out over time. But I do have another topic here to address, and I want to bring this one up. This is for Keco here, because we were talking about the nostalgia year that is 2024, right? And I think we all have our speculation. There's a certain figure that would be great for nostalgic purposes. And this is Keco's Ultimate Chase figure. And honestly, it is a Grail Keco. It's one of the best, dude. It's one of the best. Absolutely great. But I mean, because right now we brought up the idea of this being the nostalgia year because there's not many new properties dropping, right? You have Deadpool 3, you have the Acolyte, which looks like shit in my opinion. I'm sorry. Like I do think maybe it could be good. I don't know. It has to do from Squid Game. I think he's great. There are some good actors involved. It doesn't look great. I'm not super optimistic about it. But you do have that. Deadpool 3 I think is going to be really good. But I do think that overall, yeah, not looking forward to it. But nonetheless, the year for nostalgia. What do we really have this year that's been announced that has been super nostalgic? Well, really, I mean, the biggest thing was probably Jack Sparrow. I mean, Jack Sparrow has probably been the biggest thing that's been announced this year. I mean, Superior Suit Spider-Man, depending upon who you ask. Balin and Shin are new. Magneto's an interesting new line. Umbra Trooper, no. Black Manta, definitely not. DeLorean, yeah, but that's just another DeLorean. I mean, to me, it's like, I was expecting more of like a new Terminator, a new Jack Sparrow, like a new Obi-Wan, right? Shit like that, which still, we have another 75% of the year. There's still a lot of time for this to occur. But Keco, do we still feel as confident that that's where Hot Toys is headed in 2024? Is this going to be in the nostalgia year still? What are your thoughts on this?
No clue, because they're doing look at the dark side exhibits that we have no idea what's going on there. But that technically is nostalgia. You know, KOTOR is, you know, I was 17, 18 years old. That was like 20 plus. Damn, that was like 20 years ago. Fuck.
Crazy.
Wild. But we know that there's not a lot to draw from. But looking at that list, like you had said, yeah, Jack is, you show that picture to anybody.
There we go.
You show that picture to anybody of Jack Sparrow. Everyone's like, oh, that's fucking Jack Sparrow. You show them a picture of Kamen Rider. You're like, who? You show them a picture of Superior Spider-Man. No one knows who that is either. Everyone knows who Jack Sparrow is. So do I pie in the sky, wishful thinking, want it to be a year of nostalgia? Of course I do, Will, because you keep saying, hey man, just I think you should be okay. I think they're going to do a Terminator this year. But you literally told me if it doesn't come this year, pull the trigger. If you see,
I would. I said at the end of this year, if it's not coming this year, then yeah, then buy it. Yeah.
And so I'm still looking. And Will, this is the one that got me mad. Do you ever like see something when you're like going through like the buy sell trade? I only do eBay. I don't do no buy sell trades. But if I'm going through eBay and I see like something that's too good of a deal, and then I'm like, ooh, that's so good. Let me think about it real quick, and you know, I'll come back if it's still there. It's meant to be, and it's always gone. Like dude, I found it was the Battle Damage, you know, DX13, the Sideshow exclusive that comes with the T100 extra head. You know, I'm talking, or T1000 extra actual face.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, the real nice one. It was $425. Buy it now. And I was like, well, let me go ahead and, you know, take a shower real quick. Will said there might be another. Comeback was gone. I should have just pulled the trigger.
Dude, that's 100%. I paid like $500 for mine.
Yeah, I mean, that was the Sideshow exclusive one. I mean, that one usually goes for like $850. So
I think that's what I have.
The one's got like the literal face,
like
T100.
Like, are you talking about the liquid metal T1000 with the hole in the middle of it?
Yeah, but the Sideshow exclusive gives you the cop's face to put on it. It's a
I don't think I have that. Yeah,
it's sick.
Yeah, that'd been a great deal. But I mean, I do think, wait out this year. I think there's going to be another Terminator. If there's not, go buy DX13. Yeah,
because I want a new T1000 because the current one is very terrible. I mean,
it is. They need a new one.
Yeah, so I would love a Terminator line, man.
Because to be honest, like if they do more Terminator, I don't even know if they would make Sarah Connor. But they'll make Arnold. I think a clean and a battle damage version. They might make another T1000. That might be it. Maybe they'll
make some shit from Dark Fate again or something stupid. I mean,
dude. Honestly, though, an updated endoskeleton I probably would be into, regardless of what movie it's.
Yes and no. It needs to be the shiny chrome one that they have from Genesis, because that ugly ass one that's like looks like gunmetal gray and kind of like green military looking thing for the T600 or T800, whatever they call that one, from Salvation is ass.
Dude, but honestly though, USB-C light up endoskeleton,
yes,
dude,
with the red eyes. I will figure out a way to keep that thing lit.
Yes, 100%. It's kind of Ultron like. You need it lit. Like honestly, if they remade Ultron and made it a little bit better and gave him USB-C light up where you could light him up all the time, that figure is way improved.
If they did like an Ultron Prime, you know, I know Anthony has done a mod version of that Ultron, you know, with the big, you know, chest and that'd be sick.
Yeah, it'd be cool. Yeah. But Natalie, what do you think? Is this still the year of nostalgia for Hot Toys? What are your thoughts on this?
Well, if you're talking about just Terminator, I think it's coming. I think when I was in Hong Kong, I saw their at Secret Base, I saw their setup, and they have all of the different ones that they've done. And they take a lot of pride in their Terminator. So they've got like a whole section just dedicated to it. When I looked at like Jack Sparrow or Johnny Depp, they didn't even have a Jack Sparrow. They had a Johnny Depp section. They had like
Grindelwald
and Todd.
Tonto.
Yeah, they had like
yeah.
They had Sweeney Todd. They had they had the magical beasts. They had Jack Sparrow. They had quite a few of him. So, and they had them like, they're not tucked away. They're like dedicated to a shelf of their own. And then they had the Terminator ones that were dedicated in like a huge shelf of its own, right next to all of the Predator and all. So looking at all of the ones that are old, the only ones that I don't think they'll ever remake are the Mars attacks. Like those are two that will never come back. If you've got them, hold on to them forever or get rid of them, whatever you want to do. It's never coming back. But the fact that they redid this one as a 2.0 tells me it's coming. I know it is. There's no reason it wouldn't. The amount of them that they made, it's not a license they're going to throw away, right? They invested a lot in it. And then with all the artisans and everything coming out, I don't know that they'll have one that's artisan, but they may have a DX. I think it's going to come. So if we're talking just nostalgia, obviously you've got Jack Sparrow, Pirates of the Caribbean. You've got Han Solo. There's no one saw that coming. Like everyone was begging for it. No one saw it coming. Was it the one everybody wanted? No, maybe not. Is it the one that Will loves the hair? Absolutely. He thought it was the grail of all.
It's definitely not ass. Yeah.
Ahsoka Clone Wars, not really. I don't know. I wouldn't say that's nostalgia. I think I'm just going to go with like Pirates and Han Solo. I don't know if this is going to be the year of nostalgia. Maybe you'll get Terminator. What company just announced that they have a Terminator license? Was it InArt or was it J&D?
I wish. I don't think J&D has one. Prime One did it.
There's plenty of knockoff ones.
Yeah,
I thought John was saying that they were considering this as an option for this year.
A while ago. I think this is a little bit of a difficult license to get. I mean, Hot Toys probably already has it or they're working on it, but I mean, Prime One has it. They've been making Terminator shit recently, so it can be done.
It's coming. It's coming. I know it.
I just think it makes way too much sense. I think it just makes way too to do this again. It's been a long time. It's still popular franchise. Like, just do it.
It's coming.
Yeah, I'll buy like every Arnold that they besides T2 Arnold. Those are the ones that I want. But Carlos shouted super chat. Thanks so much, bro. Oh no, that was the one from before. Okay, we already read that one. I thought there was another one, but I think it was just a regular comment about him asking about banning other mods or something. He was talking about Nick, but yeah, so that was in there. But Lane Kramer was super chat. Thanks so much, Lane, the ladies man himself. He said we got Sparrow. Now I want a Davy Jones, dude. We were talking about that earlier, Lane. Davy Jones for sure, bro. A lot of us want that.
Yeah. Davy Jones is my favorite character in that whole franchise.
Dude, Davy Jones is fucking cool.
Yeah, I saw, and again, when I was in Hong Kong, I saw they have a Davy Jones. Well, it's old, right? But I didn't even know that. I did not know that. I know that they had there's a third party, but I didn't know that they had a Davy Jones from a long time ago.
Kiko, don't you have that Davy Jones? Yeah, you do, right? Yeah.
Of course he does. He's got the Davy Jones. He's got the Artisan. He's got the previous one.
I'm missing the Artisan Anakin.
Natalie's going to get you hers, so it's fine. She might end up keeping hers, Kiko. I guess we'll see. So, but your way this is going to convert, Kiko. It's going to convert. But
when it starts shipping, I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I think so too. And that was still wild though, Kiko. I was sitting on your couch. I was like, I was like, oh, Kiko was so upset though, but he was like, you were probably the first one because I literally clicked it immediately. I was like, order. So yeah, and then it was pretty wild.
You know, it's funny. I actually got my Crosshair on a wait list conversion, and not only that, but I also got my 15% off for my military ID me. So I got 15% off, and I had rewards. I got it for like $150.
Damn, that's a steal right there.
Net gain.
That's a steal right there. So so Natalie's a flipper, confirmed. But so we got one more topic here for you guys this evening. This one, I don't know how exciting this will be to most people, but I wanted to discuss it anyway. So this is the 3-0. They're talking about the Stranger Things line, right? They teased an Eddie and a Hopper, which Eddie apparently is now going to be the Human Torch, which I think is pretty cool. So I'm actually pretty excited about it. I think it's a really good casting. I mean, honestly, look, we don't talk about 3-0 as much. This is a comment I get pretty frequent, not super frequent, but every once in a while, someone will be like, well, why do you guys only talk about Hot Toys and InArt and whatever? I'm like, because that's honestly what people care about. Like I would honestly, like Keco has mentioned before, we are simply a reflection of what people talk about primarily. So we just react to that and then address topics that are of interest to people in the collecting community. And more often than not, ThreeZero kind of just slides under the radar because their transformers are really great. I've seen Keco's and articulated them. They're fucking awesome. But some of their other stuff they do, it's just kind of like underwhelming in the marketplace when you have Hot Toys and in-art around. So like so to me, I wanted to address this real quick. Like these are Stranger Things figures. This is a very popular IP. This is not Star Wars or Marvel, but it's still a very popular IP. But I think the lighting is kind of shit here with these photos. I'll zoom in a bit, but these really, I think it's the lighting. These do really just don't look good. Like I think ThreeZero does great work. I have the Drogon here. I think it's great. Depends on what they're making. But is the issue with the quality of ThreeZero figures or the IPs they're choosing? But they've had Walking Dead, Stranger Things, Transformers. Like I know those do pretty well, but what do we need to do here to get them sort of in the top echelon? I mean, is it just the quality? Is it the IPs they're picking, Keco? What is it?
I'm gonna say all the above, and then I'm gonna add one. I just don't think they have enough releases, honestly, that matter. I mean, there's no new Game of Thrones stuff that we've seen in forever. They seem to just be repainting all the Transformers one. It's literally just a new Optimus with a different color every single week. Whenever they're like, oh, here's another Optimus. Check out him in all white and blue. I'm like, what? And so that's what they do with the Transformers. And then for these, they're just so, it's the paint apps. The paint app, like, I don't think the sculpts are necessarily bad, but the paint applications are so bad. Like half the Thrones line is just... And that's what this was here. I was like, why is Winona Ryder? Why is Winona Ryder's character wearing that jean jacket? Because that literally looks like her character. I mean, you could just pluck her out and put her in Beetlejuice, right there. And I mean, just look at it. It just looks very, the tailoring's not great. And I don't know. It's probably a little bit of everything. But the reason we don't talk about them enough is that there's no headlines worthy of talking about.
Right. I think so too. I mean, I think they do really good with Transformers and they do good with creatures like Drogon or a Night King, right? Something where the head sculpt doesn't need to be so lifelike and perfect. Like they can do really good with that. But it just, I don't know. Natalie, do you buy ThreeZero figures at all?
I don't, but not because of their licenses. I don't think it's a license thing. Stranger Things is one of the most popular licenses of the modern age, right? It was like, it's probably as popular as, dare I say, Harry Potter was back when it first released. You were here in Florida when we went to Halloween Horror Nights. Like there was a Stranger Things house. And that line was hours long. It's extremely pop culture wise, it's extremely popular. So I don't think it's a license problem. Look at, I think it's quality. If I look at this right now, it looks plastic. The forehead looks really large. The hair looks, it almost looks like that string, like can of string. What is it? You know what I'm talking about.
String?
Silly string, right? Just like poured on top of his head and like melting down. It doesn't look very good. But I've seen their Walking Dead Rick Grimes, which looks pretty decent. I would say that's probably one of their better figures. They have really good licenses. Walking Dead was an amazing license to have. And if they would have done that right, it would have knocked it out of the park. They also have, obviously, Stranger Things they're doing. I don't even know if it's a license or if it's third party. Is it
licensed? It's licensed for them. But they also have Game of Thrones, too. I mean,
these are unbelievable licenses. These are like, these are gold licenses. These are lottery licenses. So if InArt had these licenses, I know Game of Thrones is one that I think they do.
Well, they have Danny, so they have that one. Yeah,
right.
They have Game of Thrones, yeah.
But we look at InArt, Dune. Come on, Dune. And Dune is doing pretty well in their pre-orders. I mean, outside of having Will and the people who follow Will and are susceptible to being impressioned by his comments, not a lot of people are buying Pennywise.
Well, did you hear about Keco's experience with it, Natalie?
Are you talking about you, Riley, and Keco all talking?
Yeah, because Keco made love
stories?
to it. I mean, that's how you do it. Yeah, Keco.
Coming of age stories.
Yeah, it is. It is a true coming of age story.
They all float down there lately.
Yeah, they do. They do. It's true. Scientifically proven.
Lord of the Rings. Not everyone. I mean, that's an old license. That's an old IP. It was great, but old. So the fact that InArt is doing so well with those, these are modern, these are current, these are really active. So no, I don't think it's a license issue. I think it's a quality issue.
Yeah. I mean, and again, like I see some comments, like they're not bad. Like their Jamie Lannister, I think, is actually really good. They have some bangers. Tyrion is really good. I've seen Keco's. That one's really good, but it's just the inconsistency. And they have great licenses. For example, with InArt, you know, like if InArt announced, like, you know, we talked about ThreeZero with Rick Grimes. If InArt announced a Rick Grimes, shit would pop off. Like, you know, you'd be like, it's the quality. Like Rick Grimes was a character that will sell if you make him really good quality.
I love The Walking Dead.
Yeah, but if you make him kind of subpar average quality, people are like, okay, and move on. Like that's it just got to be. And same with Game of Thrones, Danny, John, whatever. You know, it's got to be good. So
that's
anyway,
how I
guys,
felt about the Invincible line. So was so right. I bought what was it called? Yeah, no, Omni-Man I bought, but what it wasn't Invincible. They called him something else. I don't even remember.
Oh, Unbreakable.
Right.
Yeah,
I bought it, and then unfortunately I bought it from that company that we shall not name, and it never came. So I didn't risk it. And 5 months in, I canceled it and got my money back. So it was in stock. Why does it take 5 months? It's in stock. Anyway.
Well, it's Toys Wonderland. So
yeah. Right. Well, how did you know? It was a company I shall not name.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I
think
trust me, there's plenty of those companies.
Yeah, it was definitely
there are. Well, guys, thank you so much.
Quality issue.
Yeah, if we're gonna wrap it there, we're right around 7 o'clock here on the East Coast. So I think we did a pretty good job covering all the news. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We had like 270 some people in here at one point. We absolutely appreciate that. You guys have been super engaged in the chat. So thank you so much. You guys have been amazing. Keco, bro, what's coming up on the channel? You've been doing some amazing stuff. I know you filmed a 20-minute video that you had to refilm. So what's going on?
I don't know how much great stuff going on there at all because I can't get no one to watch no shit. So I put my heart and soul into the photography video, which I really enjoyed watching some people say, hey, I took some of your tips, check these photos out, how'd I do? I love that. But for all the people that are subscribed to my channel, no one watched it. Then I was like, well, maybe it just wasn't for everybody. You know, let me make another video for the real collectors. I want to watch that one. And so now I'm just like racking my balls over here saying, okay, what's next, people? What do you want from me? So I'm here to announce tonight that I'm officially starting an OnlyFans to get people more engaged so that we can try to get some views because it's not working on YouTube. So maybe it'll work elsewhere.
Okay. Well, I'll update the banner then because
on threads and me taking my threads off.
There you go. That's honestly a great thing. I have OnlyFans on there now, so it's good. I forgot a space though, so I got to correct that. But yeah, other than that, I mean, guys, check out Keco on OnlyFans. I mean, honestly, you could probably make some money. There's probably women out there that watch. It's mostly men on OnlyFans though, right? Like I assume.
We'll figure it out. Well, for sure.
I mean, honestly, though, like if I was like a really attractive woman, I'd probably do it. I'd probably do it at least a little bit. You know what I mean? Like I feel like there's some money to be made in that. So.
Well, in all seriousness, though, Will, you and I were joking the other day, and I said, you know, I know that it doesn't have to be something sexual on OnlyFans. It's literally just fans paying for you to make content. You know, it's kind of like a Patreon, but you can be a little more edgier. I know there's plenty of like women that like cosplay and will do things like that and do like makeups and such, and that's still considered, you know, OnlyFans. I don't know what it would be for me. Like if you all want me to do, let me know what it's going to be, and we'll make that channel.
Dude, yeah, I think it would work. Honestly, though, yeah, come to think about it, I don't know. I don't know if I would like the attention that I would get on OnlyFans. Like, I feel like maybe
I don't care about attention. I love attention. I want money. So,
but like when you're getting dick pics, that's not good. You know what I mean? Like, that's the problem.
Do they
like,
send you things?
I've talked to women who have done it, and they've said like they started to get attention they didn't want, like dick pics and shit. So like, you don't want that. So.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No, I don't want that.
That's kind of to be expected.
I mean, it's kind of the position you put yourself in. But to be fair,
is it like an open forum? Like, forgive me for being so naive. Like, I thought it's like hey, I'm gonna make content.
Natalie looks disgusted.
I'm gonna make content, and then my subscribers get that content. I didn't know it's like a two-way conversation to be like, hey, because I know you can request like, hey, as your fan, I want you to do this type of thing.
Yeah.
I didn't know it's like a hey, send pictures with it type of thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how that
Are
works.
we really talking about?
I'm just trying to learn. I don't know.
I mean, like, yeah, I think we should
revenue.
know. Like, I mean, if we're gonna go on OnlyFans, we should know what the rules are. But Natalie,
there was a couple of comments. So Ronnie and Brandon, right? It was like
extreme close-ups of figures.
Right. So like we talked about, I forget how long ago, where it was like our sexy collecting kind of.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna talk about OnlyFans. We gotta do sexy collecting OnlyFans.
I got a little bit of flack for that topic.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, not much, but some. But
you gotta like put the figures really close to the camera and like
undress the figures. I think you could.
You
but Natalie, so what's coming up on the Natalie G YouTube channel? Because
every time you ask me, every time I get put more and more on the spot. I don't think I'm going to do one, guys. I'm just letting you know. I am happy to be a part of the community, and especially if the community is going to text me when an artisan drops. But I'm not. I don't think I'm going to do it a channel. So, but I did get a comment, and I think, and I'll try and do something. I really have zero time, but I will try to do when my second Billy comes, when the other two come. I will try to record how I do that and how I light it, and then I will give you the footage to do with what you want.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, Natalie, I'm a terrible friend because I didn't text you about Jack Sparrow. So, but
okay.
If you had notifications on, you would have seen I was live streaming and you would have known. But
so when I'm at work, I actually have a work mode on my phone, which doesn't let YouTube and other things come in because I actually have Teams and other things on my phone. So if you would have texted me, that probably would have caught my attention. But even I do have, go look at your whatever algorithm dashboard. You'll see I've been subscribed, bell notifications from the beginning. I just don't get those while I'm at work.
Okay. Next time I'll text you, I'll assume you want the artisan and I will text you.
I always want the artisan.
Yeah. But Keco texted me like right before too, because he didn't even know. So I just threw the
How could you have known? How would anyone have known? Go watch that clip.
Yeah, unless you're camped out there, there's no way you would have.
Right.
There was nothing.
Yeah. So thank God to the viewers that sent us that. Yeah.
Y'all the real ones.
Yeah, they are the real ones. The real ones. And the fellow collectors. I shouldn't even call them viewers, fellow collectors. Yeah. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining. I filmed another Strangers video. So if you stuck around to the end, thank you so much. That will be coming up soon. I filmed it today. I got to edit it. Strangers interview. So, and I showed them, since you're here till the end, you get the sneak peek. I showed them this guy. So his hair's all fucked because we were out in the wind. It was so windy out there, dude. It was like,
but now you can do a video about like how you futz with it, how you fix it.
I got a spray bottle of water now. So I got that. So I'm gonna spray it.
Record it and like how you fix it.
I'm gonna go full Crybaby Salon. I'm gonna spray it and just and fix that thing up. So yeah, it's gonna be good. So anyway, guys, that's gonna be coming. The mono Moduspace video. It's right over here actually. But essentially that I've been filming, almost done, comparing it to the D-Top. D-Top's right over here. So we're gonna be done with that soon. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. That's gonna be coming soon. So be on the lookout. And yeah, we're gonna end it there. Have a good weekend. Have a good Easter. All that if you celebrate it. Bye. Say bye. Thank you for watching another episode of Lights Camera Collect. Please make sure to click the like button and subscribe to this channel. And of course, check out my amazing co-host channel, Keco Collects, linked in the description below. Thank you so much and see you in the next one.